welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. It is Sunday for me, and I've had a great day so far. I was able to attend my digital church service as I do every Sunday. My church has their remote service, and we did that. It was communion, and I had a great lunch, and I was able to go to the craft store today. So it has been a good day for me, which I needed. Um, what is not so good, but I'm a little embarrassed to admit, is that my Christmas wreath, remember you guys saw me do that? My Christmas wreath is still on my front door. But, we're in the middle of a Ponderosa steakhouse, and everybody copes how they cope. And the way that I coped was by having something on the door. I knew I didn't have a new fresh spring wreath to put on the door, and I didn't want it to be bare, so I just let the Christmas wreath stay there. But no more. Over the past couple of days, I have gathered all my little supplies and everything that I need in order to put something fresh and new up on my front door, and I'm going to take you guys along with me while I make it. I'm actually working with a color scheme that I don't believe I've ever done this color scheme before, for at least not for one of my spring wreaths. Maybe never. Maybe never. I don't know. But in any case, let's just jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is get all my supplies gathered. I'm going to go ahead and take out my handy dandy, these are my ergonomic scissors to help make up for my tendonitis problem that I have. And then I have a bunch of stuff that's down here in bags, stuff that I have not looked at since I got it. So we're going to see what we have here. All that's in here is this mesh that I actually may or may not, I don't even know if I'm going to use that, because what happens to me a lot is I won't necessarily go in with a specific plan. It's kind of like when you go in Target, where Target tells you what you need. That's kind of what happens when I know that I'm going to be doing one of these reads. I don't have any particular plan or theme or anything in mind, other than, if it's fall, fallish colors, leaves, things like that. For spring, we're thinking, fresh and pretty and pastels and certain things like that. And so I just went for what called to me. And I had my youngest, I had my little one, I had little Zoe with me. And Zoe did influence me a bit. Well, mommy, this is pretty. And so I went with it, and that's how I ended up with a color scheme that I probably wouldn't have normally done. But I'm excited about it. So anyway, so I got a lot of greenery, and all this pretty greenery is why I'm thinking about not using this at all. Typically, I would use this mesh. Let me pull it back so it'll focus. I would use some deco mesh as my base, but what I'm thinking now is just lots of green. And then I've got these pretty purple. I don't have anything against purple. I just don't typically do purple, but it's just all, it's all really pretty. And then I have this for a little potential glam. I don't know if that's gonna actually make it into the mix, but we'll see. I've got my wreath base. Got the base, which is, that's an important part. Let's see what else. That's empty. What else do I have over here? Oh, I've got a couple of little. I'm gonna focus. I'll focus it over here. I've got another camera filming over there to get the angles. But I've got a couple of those pretty little things there, and then got this big bag with. Got these, and I don't know. You can probably see it better here. But this is like to bring in some blue. So our colors are going to be purple and blue. And I've got some of this. And as I'm laying it all up here together, that looks beautiful. I don't think that doesn't belong. I got some more greenery. There's that. Got some more pretty blue flowers. Show. And then got a little bag of stuff. This is all my some more of the lavender, which is what I kind of you know, ended up kind of gravitating a bit towards lavender. I got just one of these. Zoidbug wanted that. And so that came home. A little more lavender. And then this pretty succulent. If I can get that too. Got that pretty succulent there. And then I got this. They're calling it seedberry ribbon garland, which that is just like, if you can see, that is something to potentially wrap around. This, I don't know. This may or may not get used. What I typically try to do is anything that I don't actually use, I will, if I feel like it, return it to the store, because this can end up being like a little bit of an expensive hobby. Like, let me see, for just the stuff that I got at Hobby Lobby, I spent $68. So it can it can get kind of up there. And that $68 is not even everything, because some of this stuff came from Michael's, like my wreath base and the, like, some of the greenery and stuff. What I did wrong was that I did not catch this stuff on sale. Typically that's what I'll try to look out for, but I wanted to go ahead and do it, and so I didn't, I didn't bother. Typically what you want to do is try to watch and see when they're doing the sales. Not Hobby Lobby, Michael's did have their spring stems on sale this week, and so I was able to get the stuff from Michael's on a little bit of a sale. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort everything. I'm going to get my wreath base out of the way. I'm not very likely to use this, and let me see, this was $20 by itself, but I might use that somewhere else. This can maybe stay for something else in the house. But I'm going to sort. I'm going to put all my greenery here. Put all the, well, I'll get that in a second. All our purple stuff here. And we'll go blue in the middle. So I got everything sorted, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick this back up. I'm getting stuff all over the place. So you'll have to vacuum after. But I'm gonna start with my base. And so I'm gonna move everything else out of the way. I'll go ahead and grab my wreath base. So what you want to do is you want to pull all of your little stemmy stick things, thoroughly pipe cleaners. You want to pull all of those up so that they're ready to go. And then you're going to look at this bad boy and decide what you want the top to be. Doesn't really matter. Sometimes on some of them, there will be some, like right here. You see how these two are pretty close together? So I might decide that that's going to be my top. So looking from the outside edges, this is going to be the top. Excuse me. So first things first, I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to see my spring-loaded scissors, but I'm going to cut off that price tag so that that's not in the way. Sometimes I do forget to, I just get so excited. I do forget to get the price tags off, and then I'll see them later. But, well, that does not want to come off, does it? This is why I end up missing them, because like I said, I'm so excited to actually do the building that I'm like, I'll come back to that, and I don't come back to it. Like right here, I was about to move forward without cutting that off. All right, so what I think I want to do is, where did I say? I said this was the top. So starting here, I'm going to bring it in front. but I'm gonna kind of loop and connect everything around that way. And then I'm gonna bring the other one wherever this ends. I'm gonna start the other one there and loop that around. Or do I? This one is like a little more droopy. So I think I'm gonna start with this one instead. So I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna wrap that around there to secure it. I never, like, I won't say never, I usually don't bother pulling out like glue and any kind of more permanent. I'm actually gonna spread that out both ways. Any more permanent fixtures, because I'm not selling these or anything like that, and I actually typically don't use them beyond beyond that one season. Like, I rarely reuse my wreaths unless I'm just busy or uninspired or whatever, and I don't feel like making a new one. In that case, I might go out in the garage and look and see what I have. But typically, you know, this is something that I enjoy, and so I don't like to cheat myself, I guess, by not doing it when I have the opportunity to. So all of that, all of this ugliness is going to be hidden. So you don't have to really worry about that. I know it'll be hidden under the other stuff. But what I'm doing is just taking these and using the little stick-em-a-bobs and going through to secure them in this way. And we can leave that one to let that one hang. And I'm going to bring you, that's not really far enough, so bring it here. So this is what we have so far, and it's very green, and it's very different from anything that I've done before, but I'm thinking that I'm really going to like this. My last spring wreath had a bird problem. Birds kept nesting in my last one, which I wouldn't have cared so much about if they wouldn't be like making a bunch of noise against the front door. And it's like, okay, like, I get it, you know, you're looking for a place to raise your babies. I understand, sis, but yeah, I'm making too much noise. Like, yeah, I gotta chill with all of that. But anyway, so yeah, that'll come all the way around. Let's see. I'm gonna have to make a tough decision here in a second about whether or not I'm gonna use those feathers. I've got to see how it looks, but I don't know. I kind of think I kind of want to. I kind of want to, but I don't know. Just don't know. Come on. There we go. Let's see. We said this is the top. Yeah, this is the top. So let's see how we're looking. We're looking crazy. Crazy is how we're looking. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay for now. I'm going to bring this over here. Let's kind of make it not look quite so sparse there. Okay. Come here. just one. I'm not going to be returning this anyway, so I'll go ahead and take the tag off of that. What are you doing? Let's see. No. No, we'll use that somewhere else. I think I'm gonna go with this next because it's bushy, kind of like the other ones. And we've got it's giving jungle. It's definitely giving jungle vibes right now, but that's okay. I was right before that actually went ahead and cut. I was just about to say, all right, we're gonna pause this for a second while I go get the wire cutters. These are not gonna be any more good. Those are not gonna be any more good by the time I'm done, but we'll see if they'll get me through today. Actually, we use these to the towel that we put down in the bathroom. I don't think it's gonna cut this thick one. Let me see if I can just score it a little bit. But when I'm doing that tile that we put down in the bathroom, we did peel and stick tile in the bathroom. You guys haven't seen that yet. I've got a bunch of vlog footage that I have not put up yet because I have not done like the final things for the bathroom, and I'm like, all right, I'll share that once I can share like the rest of the bathroom. I still haven't done it. But anyway, we were using these to cut the peel and stick tile. That's how I know they're really sturdy. So hopefully I haven't ruined them. Anyway, let's go ahead and get some of this lavender. So I'm going to come into kind of the center area to start putting some of this lavender on. Luckily, our pipe cleaners are green. So, and I'm going to shut up while I do the rest of this so I'll be able to time lapse it. So y'all have to watch every little piece of this. So this is what we're working with so far, and it looks a little wild. It looks a little all over the place, but I promise we're working with a pattern. I'm gonna make it, once I get everything on, I'll be able to see like, okay, exactly where do I need to pull it in and kind of neaten it up a bit. So I did that. I'm gonna come in with. I think we're going to come in with some blue now. So we've got this little stuff here. That just pulled right off. Let's see. So these because you're able to just peel them off like that. Don't tap out on me now. Might have to delete some old videos. Come on. There we go. All right, so now I've got all these little pieces here that I'm going to go through and layer in. Once again, I'm going to start with this, with the middle circle, and then come out to the bigger circle. That's the outside. And I'm going to be taking everything in the same direction. And these have their own little stems, and so I can use those instead of relying on the green stems that are on the wreath base. So that kind of frees those up for other stuff. All right, so now we got that on, and now that is how we're looking, and it's starting to, I feel like it's starting to come together a little more now than before. Let me see if I can get it to focus a little more. So I'm going to put that down, and we are going to see what we want to add next. What did I just add? I added blue. I don't know why I had to think about that so hard just now. Of course, we're going to go purple next. Let's see. So this is all the other purple that I have. We're going to go with that next. All right. So, got these other pieces. These pieces, it's like a main piece. I'm going to use this to, where's my top? I'm going to use this right here to make sure that that little ugliness, I'm going to use it right here to make sure that that is camouflaged. Try not to stab myself while I do it. So I use that there, and then now I'm going to take this. Once I take the price tag off of it, now I'm going to use that. cover that up. Where is... Take advantage of one of my pipe cleaners. All right. I'm gonna come back to these. Now I'm gonna use these. And so, just to recap, this is what we've got so far. As you can see, this is the top area of the wreath. Let me show you. Turn it this way. This is the top area of the wreath. And so now what I'm going to do is anything that feels sparse or empty up through here, I'm going to go in with all my other little flowers and stuff that I have and make sure that all of those areas, make sure that nothing feels empty or just, you know, not quite enough in those areas. So first, the battery died on me. First, the battery died on me. And then I realized just a second ago that my audio, like my better audio that I record, my backup audio, was not recording this whole time. But the camera has some audio, and then I have my other camera that has been running for some of this. And so hopefully between those two, anyway, we're gonna keep going. I'm not gonna let it stop me because I'm almost done. So we just gonna push. And I mean, what better, way to drive such a lesson home? Like, I could decide, like, okay, this isn't going to be exactly like I wanted it to be anymore, and so I'm just gonna stop here, or I'm just not gonna post this anymore, or something like that. And I'm not gonna do that, because then it's like I've let this situation that, no, it isn't ideal, but it's like I let something honestly pretty small, ruin what could be a video that a lot of people actually really enjoy. Some of you guys really like, watching the crafting videos or whatever, and I like making them. And so instead of letting it get me down, I'm just gonna push through, because done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect, and that's something that I really try to stress with my kids. I think it's a valuable lesson, and it's not to say that, it's not to encourage phoning it in, but just to say that everything doesn't have to go exactly the way you wanted it to go to still have value. And I know that so many of us, we get so wrapped up in, wanting and waiting on things to be perfect. And if we can't get them to whatever state, that we've deemed perfect, it's like we just give up. It's pointless now, because it isn't exactly the way that we wanted it to be. And I think that we do ourselves a disservice with that, and we do other people a disservice with that, especially with artists, because you never know what somebody is going through when they're picking up whatever it is that you've made or produced. And just that, that moment that you've taken to decide, well, it's not, you know, it's not all the way this or it's not all the way that. And so I'm just not going to put it out, you know. It's like you're letting down somebody that you were maybe supposed to impact with your art exactly as it was, even though, you know, for you, it wasn't perfect, but, you know, maybe it is perfect and you just can't see it because you're so, you know, because you're so close to it and because you're so critical of it and everything that you do. And I know I'm going left, I know, but this is just the type of stuff that I think about. This is the type of stuff that I think about. I finished my book. I finished writing my book. I finished writing maybe this time, and I'm already like crazy excited about the last book in the series. I'm trying to talk myself into going straight into it because I have another project that I'm gonna have to start on really soon. But I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want that project to have to wait. So we'll see. But what I'm going through with now is these little white ones. Or it's not really white, it's like a pale blue. But I'm going through with those now. Doing, like I said, the filling in, or I say like I said, but I don't know if you guys actually heard that because when I was talking about that was right when the camera died. So I won't know until I won't know until I'm editing and I'm able to watch the footage back. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up again so that I'll be able to time lapse this. So remember I had this and I was like, I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to come back to that. I'm glad I did because as I'm looking at this, I see a few places that are really blue heavy, like right here. There was another spot too, but glad I kept these. And I do still have this little bad boy there. So yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out where I want to put this. this bad boy right in my top area. Alright, and so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to see these areas where, like right here, where we've kind of got some droopage and all of that. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is contained. Alright, and so now I'm going to go through and I'm going to see these areas where, like right here, where we've kind of got some droopage and all of that. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is contained. Now, looking at this, and I am looking at that and I am calling it done. I think that looks beautiful. All right, so now you have officially watched me do one of my favorite things. I am getting ready to do another favorite thing, which is snack while I edit the video that you, I guess, will have just finished watching by the time you hear it. But anyway, as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.